I'm sorry if I'm looking a little worse for wear. I was running out in the cold Pennsylvania weather we're having today, which is real feel of 27 degrees Fahrenheit with rain and wind. So a little pooped out. I actually brought some snacks down here with me just because I'm hungry as heck from running and burning calories. But yeah, first live of 2024. Looks like I got two people in here, other than myself, I guess. Dan H, hey, what's up? So, you guys are in here. Go ahead, drop a comment, let me know you're here. I see Dan H is here. And also, before you guys go, make sure you hit the like button just before you head out. Just helps me out a lot. I just got over 250 subscribers, so I'm definitely happy with that. Hey, Celtic Grandma, how's it going? Awesome. I'm very glad that I know I've been having a lot of issues with my lives. And Ohio C, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? The roll report just stopped in. What's up, everybody? All right. All right, awesome. Well, I'm glad to see we got a couple people in here before I even was supposed to go live. I just figured I'd let people trickle in. Hey, Joe Morgan, what's up? So, I'm not sure how many of my followers here are from Pennsylvania or the East Coast or, you know, the New England area. But this weekend we got hammered with a little bit of snow, and it's kind of funny because the difference of 100 miles, I know here in the capital of Pennsylvania we got about 16 inches, and it came fast and quick. And then, I mean, there was crashes all over the place. I was working at the time. And then probably 100 miles to our east in Philadelphia, they got nothing. They got rain. And then, like, some of the cities in between, they said that they got a little bit of snow and then some rain. So I guess we just got lucky here and just got dumped on like everybody else. We just skirted it and it dumped on us. So okay, really, Celtic Grandma, whereabouts in PA, if you don't mind me asking? I'm here in central Pennsylvania, which is the capital, Harrisburg. And I'm sure anybody in Ohio got some too. So our neighbors to the west a little bit, I'm sure you guys got dumped on some. But yeah, first live of 2024. I know one of the things I wanted to talk about in this live is the fact that in 2023 I had just gotten into the whole YouTube thing. I started networking near the end. I definitely, you know, I learned a lot in 2023 on YouTube as far as what to do, what not to do, and I was able to start doing lives right around the time when I started getting on this whole fitness journey. I probably will never do a live of me running unless hearing something that sounds like a dying pug is your thing. Then I'm not going to be doing any lives. I think the hyperlapses that I do might be okay. If any of you guys like those, you know, let me know. I can put music to them so they don't seem so boring. But typically on any given day I'm running about 3 miles. Not very fast, but I'm doing it. That's the important part, is to just get started. That's one thing I wanted everybody else to start doing in 2024. Salisbury Township. Okay. I think I know about where that is. But yeah, if you guys are able to, whether it's just getting out, starting, walking around the block, or you know, taking the dogs for a walk, something like that, I actually have incorporated my dogs into my runs because the one little dog, she's not much of a fan of the whole physical fitness, so I use her for a warm-up. I take her, she does her sniffing, and that gets me ready, and then I come home, switch to the German Shepherd, and he's gotten pretty good at running. It took him a little bit, but he figured it out finally, and I'm glad that he did. So whenever he's up to it, today he he stepped outside, and as soon as I pulled the vest out for him, he ran up the stairs. I was like, well, okay, today's not his day, and I get that. It was a real feel of 27 degrees, so I understand why he didn't want to go. Vision Preparedness, hey, what's up? Thank you for stopping in. Even if you're driving, you can listen in and, hear my beautiful voice, I guess. Um, but yeah, I was just going into a little bit of detail. It's 1600 now, so this is the time that I was supposed to go live. So I was just going into a little bit of a recap on 2023 about how, um, the beginning of 2024 was my first full year on YouTube. I learned a lot of things. I learned through a little bit of trial and error with some things. I was able to do lives, so that was something new. And 2024, I have some plans as far as getting up into the Appalachian Trail. Um, there's a ton of parks around me. I'd love to, I've noticed with the hyperlapses that I do, like the time lapse videos, maybe what I can do is go for a run with the hyperlapse on through a state park, or even go for a hike with that, so I'm not recording and burning out my phone. Because honestly, who's going to sit there and watch an hour-long video of me hiking and hearing what sounds like a pug in the background of me breathing? So figure put some good music to it. You guys can enjoy the beautiful scenery. However, it will be a lot faster than I would actually go. So why not? Also, I'm starting to incorporate some shorts. I really like to do some starting with knots. Once I get a chance here, I got all my stuff out ready. Dusty Country Road. Hey, what's up? Thanks for stopping in. So yeah, I know a big thing a lot of people have been asking me to do is medical videos. I know I had started last year with the whole medical minute thing, and I realized maybe what I actually need to do is do sections that take a minute and call it the medical minute that way. That way it's not boring, it's basic, and people can understand instead of me throwing out a whole bunch of medical terminology and jargon that people probably don't care about. They want the meat and potatoes. So I definitely learned that from last year, and hopefully 2024 sort of takes off a little bit more. Um, Also, a big part of what I've been doing lately is the physical fitness. Running every day if I'm not running, going to the gym and hopping on a bike, or going on the elliptical machine. Uh, so my total weight loss for 2023 was 40 pounds. Um, I'd like to lose more in 2024 than 40 pounds, because I actually only really started the weight loss part of it in probably, say, like, what would that have been? Probably August is when I started running and actually trying to cut weight instead of. I've always been the type that if I go into the gym, I will burn fat, but I also build muscle, and that's not really good for running necessarily. Um, so what I really focused on after that was cardio and burning fat, but also upping my endurance and stuff like that. I don't need to be strong if I need to run a mile in 13 minutes. That doesn't matter. But if I was going to do something where I needed to lift heavy things all day, then yeah, weightlifting might be proper. Um, so yeah, that's the plan for 2024. Get out there. The Appalachian Trail runs right through Dauphin County, Pennsylvania, which is where the capital is, where I'm at. So yeah, I should be able to get up in the mountains. I'd like to go camping again a couple times. I know last year I went to do the Appalachian Trail in the section right by where I was, and there had been a storm that went through, and the section I was going up was all uphill, rocky, multiple trees down, and I hit the point where I told myself, if I don't make it to this point by this time, I'm gonna turn around, because that won't give me time to make it and set up my stuff and all that stuff before darkness, and who knows, I might get lost. So I was like, here's my turnaround point. I didn't make it, turned around, and I'll tell you what, I feel like I've never seen so many creatures out in the forest until that hike. I ran into rattlesnakes. I ran into porcupines, deer. I can't say for sure because they didn't make eye contact with it, but I heard a bear, and I, was like, okay, I just had 9 mil on me. I was like, I might not cut it for that guy. So I sort of was like, okay, it's time to turn around and head back. And I'm glad I did because actually, not too long after that, I saw that there was some bear attacks. So that was actually pretty lucky and smart on my part. But yeah, maybe not bear attacks, but more like bears went into camps and tore up some stuff. But yeah, so 2024, yeah, 2024 should be a lot better. If there's anything any of you would like to see, I have my email on my profile here. Go ahead, message me. Let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about. The bear was just if there's anything you guys want me to talk about coming up 2024, I'm going to focus on a little bit more medical stuff. Uh, Also physical fitness because that's a big part of what I'm doing lately. You're going to see a lot of videos of me out running and enjoying the beautiful Pennsylvania weather. Um, but if there's anything specific you'd like to see, I am in no shape or form a physical fitness guru or anything like that. So if you hear me talking about physical fitness, just know that that's what works for me. It might not work for everybody. So me going out running every day, originally I didn't take any rest days, and I learned very quickly that that is not the proper thing to do. You need to give your body a chance to recover. So that's a big part of it now. So today I ran pretty hard out in the beautiful weather. Hey, no, it's like Vision Preparedness says, you're never late. You're here, you made it. That's what's important. Um, but yeah, yeah. Beautiful Pennsylvania weather today was 27 degrees Fahrenheit real feel, with wind advisory, rain, and not snow yet, but it's supposed to a little bit later. So yeah, it definitely it was a crappy day to run, but today was the day I had to do it. Tomorrow can be a rest day or a bike day, but that's a big part of it. I'm really trying to get physically fit. That should be a goal anybody in preparedness has. It's very important because you might have the proper loadout, you might have all the medical supplies, the know-how, but if it's time to bug out or it's time to defend yourself, and you start getting chest pain 20-30 seconds in, then that's something that you really got to worry about. Big Pickle Rick, tornado warning. Yeah, actually, I noticed Florida was getting a bunch of tornado warnings. I'm guessing because of the wacky weather we've been having. Um, but yeah, so 2023 really, like I said, I made a few mistakes. One of the big things I definitely learned is I need to network, which is great because people have actually been reaching out to me. Some people I've reached out to before, we're connecting and planning stuff, which is great. And just calm down here in Ohio now. I'm glad to hear that. So if it calmed down for you guys, hopefully it calms down here in Pennsylvania in a little bit, but we'll see. We seem to get the remnants of whatever you guys get in Ohio, because the weather goes from west to east. So hopefully it calms down here too. But yeah, as far as 2023 goes, definitely learned I need to network better. I'm planning things a lot better. Like I actually have a binder now of the plans I have for 2024. I'm writing them down in more detail. Another big thing that I lacked was shorts. I'm noticing that that's a pretty important part of YouTube because if you don't do the shorts, there's a lot of people, millennials, people my age that have very short attention spans. And if you don't put shorts out, you're not going to catch their attention. Or if you do catch their attention, you're not going to have it very long. Nobody's going to sit for 15 minutes and watch somebody talk about their year unless it's like Mr. Beast or something like that. So, it's definitely one of those things. YouTube is a learning curve. I started off with just, wanting to put out a little bit of stuff. You have 5 to 15 seconds to earn interest. But yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm definitely learning that there's some things that you need to do on here. I, already switched my channel name a little bit, and working on my other platforms as well. Ohio, Southeast Ohio, Dusty Country Road. Where are you from? Sophia B. Good afternoon. How's it going? From Pennsylvania. But yeah, definitely. If that's something, if any of you are content creators as well, and you want to do a collaboration, please let me know. I'm more than willing to do it. If you catch this on the replay and you're thinking, "Hey, I'd like to talk to this guy," go ahead, hit me up. My email is right in my profile here on YouTube, as well as the other platforms that I have. Um, so go ahead, hit me up. Also, another big thing that 2024 I have already planned for next month is I am setting up a in-person meeting for some people in my area for a mutual assistance group. So I'm really excited to get that kicked off next month. And then once I do a physical in-person meeting, I'm going to start trying to see about having online meetings and go from there and really try to grow it up. Um, Sorry, I still have a little bit of a sinus drainage from running earlier. I've been eating the Hall's Defense things like candy to make sure that I don't get sick because I can't afford a sick day with all the running and stuff. So, but yeah, um, as far as the mutual assistance groups, that's another part of the networking. I'm noticing that if I can get these people to coordinate and actually set something up, then we can speak with other groups and maybe grow something in Pennsylvania. Once there's a good network in Pennsylvania, I'd like to have them reach out to other states, Ohio, Virginia, Maryland, New York, New Jersey, stuff like that, and grow like a prepping network up and down the East Coast. After that, it would be great to set up some sort of prepping network to the central United States. I almost said Central America, which would not really be what we're going for at this time. But Central United States as well as the West Coast. Once that happens, maybe North America, Central America, and maybe even groups from all over the world. That would be incredible. I know Vision Preparedness had said that he was setting up some sort of a thing for something like that. So hopefully, whenever that comes out, it's I'm not exactly sure of all the details, but hoping in my mind it might be in the realm of what I'm thinking of, which would be really neat. Um, but yeah, yeah, XNYC. I hope that you guys didn't get hit too bad with all that snow. I know we got dumped on down here, but yeah, it came fast down here. I'm sure in Ohio it did the same thing because it seems like anything north and west of where I pretty much was, they got hit. Anything east, like real close to the coast, it looks like they got way a little bit lucky. What's going on, brother? Hope everyone up there is doing okay. Yeah, so far so good. I'll tell you what, I was working the day of that snowstorm, and we all thought it was going to be a big nothing burger. It was one of those things where they said, "Oh yeah, it's gonna start snowing around 6 p.m., 4 p.m." They kept upping the times. I was like, they don't know. They have no idea what it's gonna do. And normally when they do that, it's to fearmonger and get people to get scared, go out and buy milk, bread, and eggs, to make their French toast or whatever. But it's kind of funny. It started snowing. We were watching the storm come up through traffic cameras, and all of a sudden I saw some snowflakes. It was around 11 a.m. They said 10 a.m. it was supposed to maybe start, and it came down fast and it coated everything. I really didn't expect it to stick on the roads because unfortunately I had to drive home in it, and it took a normal. I speed first of all, So there is that. Um, a normal 25 minute drive for me, it took about 45 minutes to almost an hour. Honestly, I couldn't even tell you the time because I wasn't looking. I was paying attention to the road because there were so many awful drivers. Um, sorry. Yeah, no worry, Ohio. See, I get that. Um, let's see. Wonder Prepper, great to be here with you folks. We're just waiting on the storms, tornadoes all over the state. Yeah, yeah. I heard Florida is going to be on tornado watch, and that's got to be kind of scary because you guys can't really have any basements down there with the water levels. So that's got to be a little scary. I know you guys get hurricanes, and you guys are probably well prepared for that. But tornadoes, I guess I don't really know what you. I wouldn't really think about tornadoes. I would think hurricanes with Florida, but not so much tornadoes. So, yeah. If any of you fine folks out there have any suggestions for videos in 2024, or maybe you're just watching some of my stuff and you're like, it's kind of boring. I'm surprisingly very good with criticism, so long as it's a little bit constructive. You could just message me and say, hey, I watched this video. I think you had good information, but it was really dry. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I can try to spicing it up a little bit. I know one of the big things, uh, I've gotten a lot better with the whole live thing because when I first started, I was not necessarily shy, but I didn't really I'm not on here to really become famous or anything. So for me, this is just me trying to get some information out there and help people out. So as far as my on character presentation, like anybody that knows me, one of the guys in here does personally know me. Him and I work together, and he'll tell you I can be pretty animated. So that's the difference on here. I know that there's this could anybody in the world could see this, so I definitely don't like to juggling while in the live. Um, I can't juggle normally. I can juggle maybe two things at once, but anything more than that, I'm gonna start dropping it. But yeah, 2024 is definitely going to be a better year. I There's not necessarily things that I'm going to be posting, like more of like I'm not going to be showing my weapons or all my supplies or anything like that. But I definitely will be showing more of how I do the things. One of the things I wanted to show is how I do my inventory at the beginning of the year, because every 6 months or so I switch out some water and some other things, and I thought that would be the perfect time. But with everything being so busy, I didn't really get a chance to record any of that. And also, there's still some stuff I have to switch out. Let's see. Oh, let's read through some of these so you guys don't think I'm ignoring you. I promise I'm not. What part of PA? Oh, really? That's where I am too, South Central PA. Um, awesome. Yeah, I'm actually here in Harrisburg, PA, which is as I'm sure you're aware, being in Pennsylvania, it's the capital. Um, so yeah, and it's kind of funny that you said South Central because that's actually the name of the group that I had started is South Central Pennsylvania Preppers. Um, yeah, I don't think I made it preparedness. I think I made it preppers because that's the word that most people, when they're looking for people like this, they actually search for the word prepper, which is great. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, it's really funny because we have people from Reading, we have people from up north, a little bit over the mountains, as far west as like Franklin County, and my goal is that eventually, like, there's a Northeast Pennsylvania Preparedness group or Northeast Pennsylvania Preppers. Yeah. Group, as well as like Southeast, which is more Philly. You also have Southwest, which is towards Pittsburgh. I haven't, which is really surprising. I haven't seen any groups for Northwestern, which is like Erie, and they're the people that get dumped on by all ruin their awesome snow up there. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So if you want to be part of the group, go ahead and go on my profile when you're done here, and send me an email. I can send you the link. Um, yeah, and that's the whole thing. I'd really like to build up exactly that. I would love to build up a community and get people to the point, because one of the I really wanted to do it, but it was a group of three ladies who had actually done their own meeting, and I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try. I had the notion in my mind. I was afraid that the first time I go to one of these prepper meetings, I was gonna go and I was afraid it was gonna be one of two things. It was either gonna be a bunch of people dressed up in camo, thinking that they were, some, paramilitary organization. I was gonna get frisked down, and they were gonna try to, put me in a car and drive me somewhere for another meeting, or it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it was a bunch of people who were into homesteading, herbal medication, um, just knowing the fact that the government will not necessarily be there to help you if and when there is a huge disaster. And that, luckily, that's the one that I found. I'm very grateful for that, because they told me about their first meeting where it was, everybody was a little cautious of each other. It was just those three. And I thought that's really funny, because that's exactly what I had in my mind. Yeah, well, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. I would love to have you in the group. Go ahead and send me an email, and I can send you the links for that. Also, you can watch my stuff here. Um, and anybody else who is in any surrounding states, if you guys have an organization, please send me an email. Let me know. I would love to. Even if I haven't organized with everybody else in Pennsylvania yet, it'd be great to start talking with other groups outside of the state, just to get an idea of the organization, as well as how to set the stuff up, because I'm starting at square one. Um, One stipulation, though, is I'm not going to be joining or speaking with any, like, how do I put this, like, militia groups. That's like the one thing I'm going to stay away from. That's the one thing I don't need. I don't need that kind of smoke or anything like that. I definitely want to stay away from that. I don't need to have Uncle Sam coming down on me. I'm just strictly about preparedness, getting people ready for if a disaster occurs, and that's it. Because I know, I'll admit, I've had some people reach out to me, and I was like, this ain't really this ain't what I'm about. Let's see. That's awesome. Um, but yeah, so like I was saying, if you're in a group, or if you're in a state that touches, yeah, no weird stuff. That's I should have just said that. No weird stuff. But everybody's definition of weird is different. So one of the big things is, if you guys are in a group, like I know, so my meeting is going to be in conjunction with the Pennsylvania Great Outdoor Show. It is one of the biggest outdoor shows east of the Mississippi. So I know that's going to bring people from all over the state, all over the country, all over the coast. Um, so if you are going to go to that, go ahead, send me an email, and maybe I can meet up with you. If you're not going the specific day that the meeting is going to be, I'll still be in the area, and I might be able to meet up with you. And anybody that's in Pennsylvania, if you're stopping by for whatever reason and you're in the capital, go ahead, let me know. I can maybe try to meet up with you and try to get some info to you. So, but yeah, right now, sorry if I look a little tired or beat up. So yeah, I was out running in this weather earlier. I don't know how many times I've said it now, but I know new people keep coming in. But real feel of 27 degrees Fahrenheit. It's rainy. it's windy. Uh, so I was soaked to the bone running out in this, and I'm definitely tired. I even actually brought down some. I don't normally eat while I do lives, but I brought down some pretzels because I am very hungry. I already ate like 3 bratwursts, trying to get my protein in. I'm ravenous. But let's see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Sophia, definitely send me an email. I can try to hook you up with all that. And so far, everybody that I met from the group, I actually got. So it wasn't originally my group. It wasn't my meeting. It was these ladies. They started it. It was like a homesteading kind of thing. And I was like, this is absolutely great. It's fantastic. They gave me a whole bunch of seeds. They were brewing coffee when I got there. It was at a state park. I was like, this is great. This is fantastic. They gave name tags, let everybody introduce themselves. Some people were showing their bug out bags. It was really cool to see. It was almost like, everybody was very polite, and I noticed that there was like 1 or 2 people that like didn't really say much. You could tell that they were like just sort of feeling things out. That's how I was for probably the first 20 minutes. The lady that introduced me, super nice. She actually, with the way that she was so willing to talk about things, she really got me to start telling. Awesome. Yeah, she definitely got me to start talking to everybody, and I'm glad I did because it was a nice group, and everybody in there had genuine interest in helping each other out, and that's what I would love to do. Greet you and lift weights. Well, that's the thing. I have a strict plan that I'm trying to run at a certain time. My plan is to be able to do a 1.5 miles in 13 minutes and 46 seconds. So running is imperative to my training process. As far as weightlifting, I do push-ups, I do calisthenics, so I'm getting some strength in there, but it's not strength where like I can, I'm not lifting, I'm not doing bench, I'm not doing a whole lot of other stuff like that, but squats, I'm doing air squats, stuff like that. Also core exercises, that's important. Creatine, that is more something I would take if I was maybe say trying to bulk up muscle. What I am trying to do is lose weight and build up my endurance, like what is it? Not fast twitch muscles, but like a slower. Just trying to build up endurance, and right now I'm building my base of running. So that's why I'm running like 2-3 miles, and like I rode bike the other day 10 miles. So it's all about endurance right now. Once I can build up the endurance, I can focus on speed. Once I focus on speed, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start doing interval training to help myself build up speed and muscle. But I have a very specific goal. And oh yeah, well, that's one thing. The only real thing that I eat that has sugar in it, or I guess I shouldn't say eat, drink, is there's a local place that makes a tea, and it's a tea lemonade blend, and I absolutely love it. It is my favorite drink in the whole wide world. It's called Tea Cooler, and that is about the only sugar that I really intake, besides like the occasional carbs, stuff like that. And even that, you do have to have some carbs. I think what I'm doing right now is what is it? 40% carbs, 30% fat, 30% protein. Actually, I might have gotten carbs and protein mixed up. I think it's 40% protein, 30% carbs. Just because of trying to rebuild the muscle. That's always been my greatest weakness, is I don't know when to stop. I just think if I keep working out every single day, I'm going to get better. But I actually found that if I do take my rest days, I get a lot better. I improve quicker, and that has always been one of my biggest problems. I just think I just got to punish myself and I'll get better. But really, that's not how it works. You love keto. take 2 months off, which probably was a good idea. Yeah, I thought of doing keto. One of my managers does keto, but his keto is kind of crazy. He also just does intermittent fasting. He'll do, he does keto, but his intermediate fasting is only 1 hour a day he'll eat. And I was like, I don't think I could do that. And one of the other guys, he does a carnivore diet, and he does like 2 days he doesn't eat, and the third day he eats. And I'm like, that's insane. Like my stomach would turn inside out. I think I'd just be a blob on the floor. But also with keto, you know, you do need carbs, to fuel your body, especially with things like running long distances. You're going to need carbs to fuel your body. I'm not saying protein and stuff like that isn't great for you. I'm just saying, yeah, and it's crazy. And this is going to sound weird because I don't look like the type, but I actually did. I was on a vegan diet for a year and a half at one point, and I'll tell you what, that was the healthiest I ever felt in my entire life. I felt great. I could eat until I felt full, go for a run, and not feel like I was going to keel over and barf it all up. But at the opposite side, if you go out and you eat like an Italian sub and go for a run, you're probably going to Ralph it up. Yeah, that is true. It really is about eating. It's just making wiser choices, eating less. Like, not one of the biggest problems I had when I worked in the prison is you work a 16-hour shift, and then you're tired, you get off work, you stop at Sheetz for gas. Sheetz is a local Pennsylvania and maybe some other state restaurant, gas station area. But basically, you get off work, you get breakfast, scarf it down, go to sleep, wake up in 6 hours, go back to work 16 hours, and do it all again. And that definitely, it was really bad. It was binge eating, basically, because I didn't like eating the food in prison unless they had, like, chicken. Peruvian coffee. Yeah, you know what Sheetz is. But, yeah, definitely, I've been doing pretty good. One of the things that I got hooked on for a while is stuffed peppers. I freaking devour stuffed peppers because it's got meat, it's got veggies, and they're pretty darn tasty. But 3 times a week and do cardio, mostly martial arts training. Really, you do? I never noticed. And going to the gym later. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like watching your Kane Fu and all that stuff. It's all good. Yeah, I don't really do any. I would love to get back into jujitsu. I feel like that is one of the ultimate forms of martial arts. Granted, yeah, you could easily, deflect one of their moves and do something, but I feel like on a basic level, if you have 2 people that are equal skill level, doing jujitsu versus any other form, a lot of times jujitsu is gonna win out because it's very how do I put this? It's like a defensive offense. Like you're using the other person to defeat themselves, which I think is great. Which brings me to another point. I can't believe I haven't talked about this enough lately. Is one of the things I highly recommend anybody to order. It's like a $10 book you can get on Amazon. It's called Verbal Judo. If you're looking for a great way to manipulate any conversation in a positive way, look up the book Verbal Judo, $10, and it's taught to a lot of law enforcement. It's great for de-escalation, which is awesome for if you are in a SHTF situation or even just negotiating a raise with your boss. It's not foolproof, nothing ever is, but it's a great way to set up a conversation in a way that you know where it's going and that you can basically have a plan for that conversation. Position control is key. Yeah. I try to eat more vegetables and meats. The tea cooler drink, and I try to get that maybe once in a while. I know this week I was happy I dropped under a weight goal of mine, so I decided to get some and sort of celebrate. Jiu-jitsu would be awesome for you. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's sort of what they taught in the prison, and it's now granted there are limitations to everything. Sort of like they were teaching people like you can be the smallest person, the weakest person, and take on somebody my size. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Until they put it into practice, and they'd be like, okay, now wrap your legs around me, and they would try, and like their legs just weren't long enough to reach around me, and I'm just like, it does have its, there's some disadvantages to it, but at the same time, at least if you realize that's not working, you can try to get out or get away or do another move, and that's a really cool part about it. But yeah, wow, it's been 41 minutes already. You guys are about to see me take a swig of my favorite drink here. I've been drinking pretty much nothing but water for the last few weeks, and that was definitely a nice little treat for me. But yeah, so yeah, one of the big things, if you guys are out there, you guys want some help, or if you guys not necessarily looking for inspiration, I don't see myself as inspirational. But if you guys need like a workout partner or anything like that, let me know. There's some really cool apps for running. One of them is called Strava, Strava. There's, what's the other one? Under Armour has a pretty cool one called Map My Run and Map My Fitness. Those are pretty awesome. Let's learn Krav Maga. Yeah. Time is good. Grapple will beat anybody. Yeah. Yeah, stuffed pepper is definitely, it's a very good, tasty little snack to have. Because that's the thing, it's not super filling either. So you can eat them and go for a run in like an hour or so. And honestly, it's pretty tasty. So, and it's, yeah. So, let me see, 43 minutes. Does anybody have any questions so far? Anything that you guys want to talk about? I'm probably going to wrap this up around the hour mark. Also, if you guys would like more information on the meetup that I have planned in Pennsylvania, please email me. I can send you that information. Or if you just plan on coming to the Pennsylvania Great Outdoor Show, Great Outdoor Show, coming up in February. If you decide you want to go, they have an NRA concert on the 10th. That's the day that I plan on having a meeting earlier in the day. So if you guys want to come, if you don't live too far away, it's you can look up how much the tickets are. But it should be pretty cool. I know they've had it for a couple years now, so sorry. Yeah, I saw that you said that the snow was up to your knees. That would suck. I think for us, so 16 inches, it's about halfway up my calf. So, yeah, me being 6'3", I don't know how high that would have been for you guys, but yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people that were not used to it, and I think the drive home, I must have passed about. See, I have about a 15, 20-mile drive, so I think I passed about 5 cars that were off on the side with their 4-ways on. Plus, on top of that, me being a dispatcher, we got we got a ton of calls right before I left. Probably an hour before I left, there were just calls coming in constantly. All right, sounds good, XNYC. I'll definitely do that. Yeah, let's see. Still snow on the ground here. Quite slushy. The heavy rains. Yeah, I get that. I was running out in it earlier, and There's still some people that haven't shoveled off their sidewalks. So I almost ate asphalt a couple times, um, because with the rain and then being slushy, there were some spots where I stepped on and almost bit it. But yeah, if any of you guys have any goals for 2024, as we connect, I'm more than willing to talk about just about anything on this channel, with the exception of there's some personal things I won't talk about, and anything that really causes controversy, I'm not really about. I just simply don't have the energy to debate with people about, you know, anything really. You know, if you believe one thing, you believe it. I'm not here to argue with you. If you give me evidence, great. I'll take that into consideration. But for the most part, people out here, I know some people were doing their 2024 predictions. Um, my 2024 prediction, I think, might be the fact that you should get prepared. Not for any specific reason other than the fact that you should. Um, it's not like I'm going to sit here and try to uh, shake a magic 8 ball and try to figure out what the next catastrophe is going to be. I don't have that type of insight, and none of these people out here do. They do, that's great. They probably have millions of dollars, and they probably have some friends in high places and have a bunker to survive whatever. But unless they're coming on YouTube and specifically saying what's going on, I'm not really taking much of it with too much thought. But sorry, I keep getting a little dry throat from that run earlier. I'm definitely tired. So unless anybody has anything, I might get ready to head out of here soon. Yes, Vision, thank you very much for actually reminding me. I didn't even think about that. Please hit the like button before you go, too, because it helps out my channel. I think I'm up to 257 followers now. I think it'd be great to hit 300 by the end of January. I don't necessarily, again, I like to shoot high for my goals. If I don't hit it, oh well, at least I got close. It's, what's the saying? Aim for the stars, and I'm not very good at remembering quotes. There was another one I had the other day. I just completely biffed. Doctor says I'm no longer 5'11". Think measuring tape is wrong. 1,000 by the end of the year. Yeah, 1,000 by the end of the year would be great. I don't really. I mean, it depends. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I like to set short goals and meet them. If I don't meet them, at least I tried. And I get somewhere in the vicinity, which is pretty great. Like, honestly, my goal for 2023 was hit 1,000 subscribers. But again, I'm just here to give out information. If anybody out there takes anything from it, great. If not, hopefully you enjoyed my goofy self talking about stuff. Channels like this, we can let each other know what's happening, where we are, a heads up. Yeah, you're right. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. I'll definitely. One of the things I think I need to do is actually post a few more of my links. I think the Twitter, I just realized the other day that my Twitter still had the old Penny Prepper information on it. So I'm going to go in there, mess with it a little bit, and make sure that it has the right information. Post that on here so anybody who likes Twitter, you guys can follow me on there. I have an Instagram. I do have a Facebook page for Pennsylvania Preparedness. Trying to think of what else. Obviously, I have YouTube. I do have a Rumble. I don't really post much on there because, honestly, I wasn't getting a lot of people to respond. I think I have one person that follows me on there, but maybe that's one of my goals for 2024 is actually try to put more stuff on there, since that's something that seems like a nice alternative. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I think I'm gonna end it earlier than an hour. Definitely starting to get a little bit of cough coming up from. I'll tell you what, running in this cold weather, your lungs are on fire. So I almost feel like every time I'm done running, I feel like I have asthma. It's pretty gnarly. But yeah, if you guys have anything before I go, please let me know. If not, please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe if you like what I'm saying. Also, don't forget I do have my email address in my profile, and if you're interested in coming to the meetup in February, go ahead and email me, or even if you know anybody that might be interested, have them email me as well. I think that's it. If nobody has anything, stay safe, stay prepared, stay warm. And I will see you all next time on Pennsylvania Preparedness. I can figure out how to do this.